Thanksgiving is next week. The Salvation Army plans to feed those in need of a meal that day. This is happening while the nonprofit prepares to collect toys for its angel tree and collect money through its Red Kettle campaign. It is one of several resources in the All-America city that is helping the homeless population. Now, we told you about the problem in Tupelo on WTVA 9 News at 5. The homeless population has spiked 189% from the year before. WTVA's Daniela Oropeza joins us again live right now. So, Daniela, how do local leaders expect things to get worse next year when it comes to homelessness?
Craig, everyone I've talked to says it shouldn't be that high in 2023. I'm standing at the corner of North Gloucester Street and West Jefferson. Typically, folks who are experiencing homelessness may cross through this area to go to the Salvation Army or to go to All Saints Episcopal Church. The pit count, or the point in time count, is taken every year on one day. Is this the best or the most accurate way to measure our homeless population? It's typically recorded in January. If you think about it, that's when our temperatures are the coldest, so more folks are taking advantage of our homeless shelters. There are several resources in town that provide shelter and food all year long. Here's part 2 of my special report, Homeless for the Holidays.
I thought I was going to be on the side of the street, freezing, hopeless. They give me hope and a helping hand.
Tim Cruz is a former truck driver. The Columbus man drove a big rig for nearly 30 years.
262, 143.
Yours? That's Tim telling me about his latest blood pressure reading. Heart problems and high blood pressure sidelined him and forced him off the roads. That's when Tim lost everything. He's been living at the Salvation Army for about a year.
When I first got here, I thought I could only stay 3 months. Luckily, they let me stay longer.
Often when someone's been on the street, sometimes for weeks, months, sometimes years, it's going to take some time for that person just to get back on their feet.
The Salvation Army allows folks to stay as long as they need, as long as that person is working toward their future. Cruz is one of 54 people reported to be staying at the Salvation Army, according to this year's pit count.
We would never run a business or a nonprofit by looking at the budget one day a year. So I wish there was probably, even if it was quarterly, I think that would be a much better gauge.
Mississippi United to End Homelessness, or MUTE, Director Sarah Ekus describes the yearly one-day count like this.
It shows a good snapshot of when it's the coldest of the year, and to me that's when the need is the most aware.
MUTE is a nonprofit that works with organizations and government agencies, like the city of Tupelo, to serve and house vulnerable populations across Mississippi.
We take a literally homeless person off the street, house them in their own apartment, and then pay rent while we case manage them to stability.
They pulled up, like I said, I was sitting out there on the bench, and they were like, "You ready to go home?" I said, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "Well, we found you a place."
MUTE provided housing for Robert Beatty recently. He'll have his place in Verona for 2 years. He tells me that's time he does not want to waste. Beatty wants to find a job and eventually become a motivational speaker.
You know, just want to talk to the community, just to talk to the homeless, and if I could, you know, I like to give my time back to the homeless, you know, like going serving food and, you know, like you said, you know, ringing the bell and stuff.
Our churches, like All Saints Episcopal Church, also serve as resources for those in need.
Fresh hot coffee, how about that?
The church served more than 1,500 meals in October through its Saints Brew program. The program provides a morning meal 5 days a week. As for 2023,
On that one day, I do believe that we'll actually see a reduction in those who are sleeping rough or unsheltered because of the increased access at the Salvation Army.
It's not just MUTE's solution to the problem. It's not just Salvation Army's solution to the problem. It's not just the city or the police department's problem. It's everyone in this community. We all have to be a part of the solution if we truly want to make an impact on decreasing those homeless numbers.
The next pit count is roughly 3 months away, and I plan to go with the group that conducts this homeless count. Now, folks I've talked with who are struggling tell me their challenges are only temporary. It's just a season of their life. Homelessness is often a silent or a hidden crisis. In fact, the person standing next to you in the grocery store line may be struggling with homelessness. I'll have that story coming up tonight at 9 and 10. And of course, we will have this entire series of Homeless for the Holidays published on our website, WTVA.com. Live in Tupelo, Daniela Orapeza, WTVA 9 News.